Hello everybody, and welcome to a brand spanking new series. This is a very much anticipated series on my end. Been looking forward to doing this one for quite some time. Don't know why I didn't do it sooner. Guess I was just waiting for the right moment. But those of you who have played this map may recognise this map directly from this sign. Maybe not. Those of you who haven't played this map, or maybe those of you who don't recognise this shop area. This is Lawfolds in Aberdeenshire, which, the reason I've been so keen to do this map is because, if I just show you this map here, let's turn all these overlays off so you can get a better view of the map. There you go, there's the map. This is the Lawfolds Aberdeenshire map, and the reason I'm so interested in this map is because this map is actually not overly far away from where I'm originally from. It's set in Grampian in Scotland, which is actually where I was born. Interesting fact about me there. So yeah, very keen to do well on this map, and I feel like I'm invested in it, which is always a good place to start. So actually I still have family in the general area where this map is based. As you can see, Aberdeen grains and things like that. I wasn't actually born in Aberdeen. It's a common misconception. Everyone seems to think I'm born in Aberdeen. I was not. I was born in Grampian, in a small village in Grampian, well, a small town in Grampian. Map. I've already bought a lot of the equipment. I'm thinking for this map, I'm going to steer clear of the John Deeres for now and go for something that would be expected to be seen in Aberdeenshire. And obviously New Hollands are one of the choices. But I'm thinking about maybe going for a Massey Ferguson. Now, these two are apparently the same. I'm thinking, which one to go for? I'll go for this one. It's got a better picture. Now, I don't need a 400 horsepower tractor. We'll keep it in its standard red. Let's go for the white tires because I do like them. And we'll just go for the standard design. So, purchase one of those. And I want a smaller tractor as well. Now, I could go for another Massey Ferguson. That's always an option to me, but I think I'll go for a New Holland. Now, given that New Hollands are in the standard game too, there's a T5 here. Really cheap T5. It's only 99 horsepower though, so that's a bit useless. There's a T6. I think a T6 would be ideal for a secondary tractor. Get a bigger engine in it though, and we'll just keep the standard tyres on it. Now we do have a significant chunk of money still. I wouldn't worry too much about that because, oh, and to explain this bucket, this is for our telehandler. I just need to come down and collect it. So here's the two tractors. I'll just get a better look at them there. Very snazzy. This New Holland looks relatively small next to the Massey Ferguson. But we're actually going to drive the Massey Ferguson. I'll just turn the HUD back on. So we're going to drive the Massey Ferguson, so we'll set up the New Holland on follow me. As we head down to the farm. Wrong tractor. This tractor please, there we go. Now we'll just head down to the farm with this tractor. I don't think this one has oh, it does have interactive controls. Very snazzy. So I'm going to take the path down to the cow pasture. Never used this Massey Ferguson before. Don't know how it'll be. Go a reasonable speed. And the New Holland maybe can't keep up with it, but, well, maybe it can. Yeah, it can. 32 miles an hour. So I have my steering wheel in a slightly awkward position just now. It's not set quite right, but I'll leave it as it is for now. I don't have it in ×1 speed just now, because, well, in fact, no, I'm gonna put it up to ×15. I'll head down to the cows. The cows are already here. We have 51 cows. Now, the previous resident on this farm was kind enough to leave us just enough cow food and water. I have already bought bales and things for the cows, so that's already in place, as is the Manitou. Done quite a bit of work off camera. I've also purchased a couple of fields. So I have to go through this gate here to get down to the cows. It's a very interesting map. Lots of these little dirt roads with fence, well, gates, like every 10 feet. You see the New Holland in the background there. I did use other tractors and started ploughing a few fields, like this field to the left of us. That's already been ploughed. It's one of the biggest fields we have, I think. It's already been ploughed, ready for us. I'm going to refrain from doing any ploughing in this video. Instead, I'm going to probably cultivate some of the fields that are already ploughed, because I think I ploughed 4 fields in total for the start of the series, which I think is enough. But before any of that, we need to get the cows a little bit happier. Now, the base food's down to 22%, the power food's at 24%. So if I just stop here and turn the New Holland off there, I'll just leave it sitting there for now, because we will take it up to the farm, the main farm, very soon. Now, unfortunately, we don't have any grass to give the cows, which isn't ideal, but we do have everything else that we would possibly need. Okay, probably have a front weight on this tractor. Wouldn't have thought, or maybe it was just me. I'm gonna say it was me. So this is where I've been storing the bales. So just turn that tractor off for now. And we have our Manitou here with our bales. So we get these cows fed quick as possible. I'm just wondering if I would be able to pick up 2 bales at the same time with this bale fork. Now this is the standard bale spike. Alright, I know you're not strictly speaking supposed to use bale spikes on silage bales, but I think it'll be fine. Look at that, I can pick 2 up. Good stuff. It's almost as if I planned it this way. Which, in case you're wondering, I clearly didn't. Very rarely plan things. So I'd like them to just fall into that, if you don't mind. There we go. So that's the silage bales in there. I doubt I'm going to be able to get 2 of these in the one go, but I'll certainly give it a shot. May go horribly wrong for us here. Let's see what we can do here. Look at that. Oh. Well, they're on. It's certainly dodgy. I wouldn't like to do this. In real life, anyway. It's fine in a game. There's no consequences in a game. So there we go. How full does that leave the trailer? 62%. So I think another 1 of each. So let's see if I can be all clever and pick up 1 of each at the same time. I think it would be a first for things going well for me. Look at that. Ah, and I dropped them. Typical. Oh, that bale looks like it's going to the mixing wagon anyway. top of this barn does kind of get in the way a little bit when doing this, but it's fine. I figured I'd go for the Manitou because when I was younger I actually lived on a farm that had a Manitou, or Manitou if you prefer. It's the subject of much debate among certain people. That's used up a good chunk of the bales already. And this should be almost full. Close enough. So we need to go and feed our lovely cows. We will need to go and get the shovel very soon as well, because obviously the cows, being the cleanest animals ever, already made a mess. I suppose the good thing about that is that it's grass, so I can actually give them what they're spewing out, which is a bonus. So fill this up, that should keep them happy. It probably won't fill up with just this one load, but we can be hopeful. We can certainly be hopeful. Keep them happy for a day or two anyway. That's all we need to do. I do plan on making my own bales as soon as possible. Probably still have to buy straw bales for a while. How is that left the amount? How close is it? It's not bad. I could probably take another load each. I would actually be as well just going ahead and doing that, wouldn't I? Getting it out of the way. But this is a series I'm very excited about. I'm certainly pleased to be on this map. I'm not going to worry about it being neat this time, just going to wonder if I can convince that third bale to not fall off. I take it nice and gentle. It's going to fall. Or it's actually going to line up even better. This is certainly not how things are meant to be done. This is dangerous, to be honest. If I can just get it over there, hopefully it'll fall into the right place. Look at that. I'm getting better at these kind of things. I don't think I could have gotten much worse than the way I was before, but that's progress. How to put 3 bales in at a time. I dropped all 3 there. That's clever of me. Let's pick these ones up one at a time. All the time in the world is going to save me to try and pick them all up. And nearly knocking the trailer over. I opted to go for the cheaper mixing wagon rather than the standard one. Just simply because we used it on Oakfield farm. And we used the used version. But technically that would count for them. If you look at the mixing ratio at the top, having the 1 bale in there was technically in the correct amount. Well, I used to make the mistake of putting the straw bales in the mixing wagon, but obviously straw doesn't go in the same place. So, although it says to put straw in there, I've found it better not to. I'm just going to leave the Manitou running for now because we need to give them straw as well. But we'll give them this. They won't take all of it. Certainly won't take all of it at all, but it'll fill them up, keep them happy for 3 days. I do need to set seasons up to be shorter than it is. It's currently set to the default 9 days, which is not what I want. I want 6 days. Well, maybe they are going to take all of it. No, Almost all of it. So we're going to park this trailer back up and collect the other one. So now we've got to do some dodgy reversing. Put it, as long as it's in the shed, under cover is the main thing. I'm going to stick a couple of bales in here. I'm going to try my very best to put 2 bales in here. Hopefully at the same time. That's almost all of our bales gone already. That was actually a bit of a pain to get them here because I was using the auto stacker to get them here. And it can only take 8 bales at a time, and obviously I was moving 3 stacks. So it was a lot back and forth. I was just using really whatever tractor I was kind of tempted to use at the time. I think at one point there has been a big bud on this map. It's a long story. I would tell you about it, but it's not a very interesting one. I used it for just simple productivity. Big machine could take big implements. Didn't want to waste too much time doing the prep work for this map. To be honest, I wanted to do a lot more prep for this map and only leave maybe 1 field left unploughed, but too keen to get started. So I'll probably do a lot of the ploughing off camera, but I'm okay with that as long as everyone else is. It's nice to have a Massey Ferguson. It's been a while since I've had a Massey Ferguson. And they are one of my preferred tractor brands as well, which I don't know why I haven't had them before. I'm not 100% sure where this goes. I'm gonna say in here? Yeah, it goes in there. Cool stuff. So we've already demolished 1 bale. It's not even made a difference on the ground. How many bales do they need? My god, they've taken 2 whole bales and they could take a 3rd. That's not what I was expecting. I need to get the bucket over so I can pick up this messy grass that they've left on the ground. But yeah, very nice tractor, this one. Very, very nice map. I'm going to be a little bit biased with this map for obvious reasons. This is, you know, a local map to me, so this will probably end up being quite a long series, just simply because of that. But I'm going to try and make it as interesting as possible. Like, the reason that I've opted to keep hold of so much money is because I actually intend on getting sheep. So as soon as the grass starts growing, I will be cutting some grass and getting some sheep. But technically that bale does count as being in, although it's kind of only partially in. But yeah, as soon as the grass grows, I will be getting some sheep on the go. I don't think I'll be getting pigs, if I'm being honest. Not the biggest fan of pigs anymore. They're kind of irritating. They take a lot of work and you don't really get anything at all back from it. Well, you do, but it's just an awful lot of hassle for what you get back. The only thing they're really good for is producing slurry, and well, the cows do that. So I don't need pigs. I don't really want pigs either. But I will have sheep. So I think that's everything done down here for now. So we'll head down to our main farm. If I can just get in the New Holland and set it back up for follow me. And we'll drive down to the main farm. Which you can tell I've already been around the map because a lot of the gates are already open for me. But I have had a tour around the map. I was going to do an episode of a tour of this map, but I didn't see much point because, like I said, I'm going to spend quite a bit of time doing this series. This series is to replace the Oakfield Farm series, and it may well become my main series. It will probably become my main series, to be honest, because yeah, I just like it. I like this map. I've not actually come across any bugs with it at all yet. Not to say that there won't be. Usually the bugs that I come across are in the form of floating trees, which I'm very, very fond of. But other than that, I've not come across, well, I haven't even come across that. You know, I've not been exploring the forest areas. That tree there bugs me. If I can, I'll probably chop it down, because it bugs the life out of me. It's like the worst possible tree to ever exist. But other than that, this map is very well put together, and it kind of has that homely feel to me. This is the pig farm that we're going past just now. Pig farm is next to the main farm. Can't actually remember where the sheep farm is, but I don't think it's far away. But this is our main farm. So I'll just change the camera angle. Here's our little farmhouse with our Defender sitting in it. I opted for grey Defender this time. Again, popular choice, well, popular thing to see in Scotland. We have plenty of storage. Mountains of storage. That leads back out onto the main road, but another way. We've got our silo towers there. Some more storage around here. Our refill points hidden around the back here too. Another big shed. Another shed beside it. I went for the Marshall trailer because I happen to know that there is a Marshall production line. Sort of like a production facility very near to Aberdeen. It's on the A96 actually. Heading out of Aberdeen towards Inverurie. So I thought that would have been a very appropriate choice to have for the farm. And, well, Marshall trailers are just very well made. So we'll park up in New Holland. We're not going to use it for now. Is this a door? This kind of looks like a door. Maybe not. Or maybe it's broken. I don't know. But yeah, this is the farm. There's the water trigger there, in case anyone's wondering. Right next to the farmhouse. So yeah, Ollie is in transport. We will, in fact, be having Ollie on this farm too. Which is very interesting. I've not looked in the shed yet. Very cool. Little pathway through. And it looks like, oh, there's this here. So, how would I get in here? Seems rather narrow. Do the lights work? The lights work. Seems rather narrow. Wouldn't get any big equipment in there. Just have a look at this. Yeah, it's not a door. It just looks like it's maybe the back of a shed that you're seeing. Obviously the shed model at the front here would have multiple entrances out of it. Similar to that. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. It's just a design thing. So we're going to hook up to this cultivator here. This is the Lemkin cultivator. Quite a large one. But we're going to head down to one of our multiple fields. We will be buying more fields as well, because if you have a look here, I'll just show you the map again. All the fields we own are in like the vicinity of the farm Barfield 4. Sheep are over here, next to field 36, so there is a path along to them next to this rather large grass field. So I'm going to be heading down to field 29, field 30, that kind of way. There is a shortcut in fact right here, but I'm going to take the main road because I've got a gate open up here, and it gives you more of a view of the map. I don't know if there's any golden nuggets on this map. I've not come across any as of yet. That doesn't mean that there isn't any, but we'll find out when we come across one. So this is where we're turning in here. We're going to be on all the fields around here, which again makes sense. You know, we certainly, from what I understand from farms around from where I'm from, there's lots of little farms and they own bits of the land around them. It's not like one farm that owns huge amounts of land. I'll just show you that lemkin unfolding. It's a pretty reasonably sized. Actually, I very suddenly changed my mind. If I just... I'm going to avoid tabbing through the vehicles if I can, but all I want to check is how much liquid manure I have. 1,342 litres. I don't think that's an awful lot. I'd like to fertilise this field before I cultivate it. I do have three-stage fertilising on. So I've got this little slurry spreader parked back here. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be anywhere near enough to fill this. I don't want to use artificial fertilisers. The seeder takes them, but other than that, which I'm going to say is sort of like a pesticide more than anything else. Go up this way, you get another view of the pig farm. Rather small pig farm in comparison to the rest of the map. And there's just this bit of an empty space here. Don't know what it's for. Maybe it's a buildable area. I've not come across any obvious buildable areas yet. But it's already getting dark. But it's our first day on the farm, so I do want to at least get that little field cultivated. I'd like to get slurry spreading cultivated, but we'll see if we have enough slurry to do that. We will find out, probably the hard way, probably don't. I expect we wouldn't. It does go down ridiculously quick. We could always cheat a little bit and hire a worker to do it and get them to buy slurry. But we'll only do that if we absolutely have to. We'll use what we have first, and then if we run out, we'll hire a worker. But we own this field here, and I'm going to buy that field there. That's a massive field. I think I'm going to buy that field there. That's a huge field though. I'd like to buy some fields further away from the farm as well, so there's a bit more travelling involved. Now, I don't actually know where this slurry tank is. This seems like its own self-contained farm, to be honest. Where would the slurry go? Yeah, this has got its own silos and things like that, so... Yeah, this is definitely its own self-contained farm. Possibly up this way. Yeah, here it is. So it looks like it's got something in it. Which is good for us. Yeah, it's 16%, maybe enough to do that little field. There's a bit of solid manure there as well. We are going to need that in the future. I plan on having greenhouses and actually using them. They're not the most profitable things in the world, but I like them anyway. It's been a little while since I've had them. I've got them on the valley, but I don't really bother to use them. It's just they're there. I've pre-recorded a lot of the valley, to be honest. Actually, at the time of recording this, I haven't even finished Oakfield Farm. There's still about 6 episodes to go on Oakfield Farm. So that's how keen I am to start this series. I'm very much jumping the gun on this one. And again, this will probably be a bit of a longer episode, but this map's worth it. I'll do bits and pieces on camera and bits and pieces off camera. try and make it as interesting as possible. If there is a particular machine you think I should have, as long as it's in keeping with the theme of the map. I don't want any giant American tractors or anything like that, or any pieces of, like, any particular equipment that you'd like me to potentially buy, or mods that I don't have that you'd like me to download. Then by all means leave me a comment. If you put a link in a comment, it automatically gets seen as spam and it doesn't post, but I still get to see it. Alternatively, you can just tell me the name of the mod and what site it's on without giving me the URL, and I can go and have a look at that. I can find it that way as well, if you prefer. And of course, if I get the equipment that you've suggested, I will of course give your name a shout out on the video that I get that equipment on. You know, all is fair and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know what kind of width this has. So I'm just going to guess at this. Now that's much smaller than I thought it would be. Yeah, so we're not going to have anywhere near enough. But if we at least get it started, we might get 2 rows in. Or at least 1.5. In fact, you know what, I'll just go down and fix the bit at the bottom here. I don't even think I'm going to get to do this. No, I didn't. Oh, we've run out. So what I'm going to do is check the settings, make sure that they're set so that they can buy slurry, and I'll just hire a worker. I'll hire them from this side. There we go. Fuel detection. It's quite a small field, this one, but that'll get them going. And I'll just jump out of the way of this smelly stuff, jump in the Massey and follow along behind them. Hopefully they don't crash too often. I think I'm pretty vocal about my thoughts on hired workers at this point. I've not tested this mod, so it does work. That's always good. Now, what way are you going to go? Are you going to go around the field, or are you going to go up and down it? You're going to go... You're going to do something. Looks like you're going to go around it. I'd rather you'd have went up and down it, but... whatever makes you happy. That's it. Just you jiggle back and forth for a little while. Well, if you're doing that, I suppose I better as well. I'll jiggle around too. Might as well. So this is part of the it's one of the many Lemkin packs you can get from the mod hub. The field is actually a bit bigger than I thought it was. Not a very big field still, but bigger than I thought it was. How far back are you going? Yeah, certainly bigger than I remembered it being. Still not huge though, is it? Okay, you're what? Right, I can't go anywhere else, so you're just gonna go around and... What are you doing? You know what? You're sacked. Let me just turn alternative helper off. Let's try this one again. Let's use the standard worker. Oh, so this will be costing us money because we're buying the slurry of all things. Don't know if you can actually do that in real life, but yeah, it's a thing, it's happening. We're purchasing slurry. Now he's fertilised over the bit I'd already done. I recultivated, does it fix it? No, it doesn't, that's irritating. Oh, it needs to be fertilised again anyway. Fertilise after ploughing, fertilising after cultivating, and then the seeder will give it the third fertilising state. We'll weed if we need to, but I don't anticipate... Oh, that's the wrong button. Don't anticipate that needing done. So this is quite a nifty cultivator. It's a decent size for the farm, I think. I believe it's 6 meters, which is respectable. It's not the biggest one I could buy, not by a long shot in fact, but it's certainly going to do the job. I'm a stickler for these kind of things. I like every tiny little bit of the field to be done. Any missed bits just bug the life out of me. We're getting there already. About a third of the way through this field. Maybe a little bit more than that, in fact. So the hired worker's going quicker than us anyway, so that's always a bonus. But still a bit annoyed about that at the top, though. I mean, what even was that? Irritating. Highly, highly irritating. Oh, a little bit too far into the field there, it's fine. I think I got it all. So our worker is almost done. Worker Q. Maybe they'll make some gadgets when they're done. And there is the bad joke of the day. It's really like having a bad joke of the day. Only when I think about them though. So he'll only have one more pass. I've got probably 4 or 5, more than that actually. Stick some lights on. We do have wide tyres, so it makes it a bit better for cultivating and ploughing. This tractor is probably going to primarily be used as our ploughing tractor, which I'll do in the next episode. I'll do some ploughing in the next episode, probably of Field 4. May even be one of those delightful time lapses that I love so much. So I think I might be a stickler and get him just straight on to fertilising this field again when he's finished. I'll just wait until I get closer to him. So actually he's going to go straight up the field again. Notice there's not any reverse lights on this tractor. It's a little bit irritating, but eh. The tractor's mostly okay. Massey Ferguson is a brand that is obviously licensed by Giants as well. So if I don't like it that much, I can always replace it with a non-mod version. But I'm not bothered about reversing lights. To be honest, my car doesn't even have reversing lights. I've missed a bit there, I think. The tiniest little section has been missed. Helper Q has completed their task. Q. Helper Q. Second bad joke of the day. Wonder if we'll make it to 3 before the end of the episode. Wasn't there... I seem to think there was some kind of film baddie called 3. Maybe I'm wrong there. But for some reason I think there's a film baddie called 3. Not sure. If there is, let me know in the comments. get this bit done. Actually, seeing as I'm so far ahead, I'll just jump in New Holland. I turned the engine off. He left the lights on but turned the engine off. I'll just get him to work again up this side. And I'll jump out, run through the poo rain, back into the Massey. This is an awesome map. I mean, just have a look at that map. Look at that sunset. It's not how they really look. Not here anyway. But still, very nice. Get the final pass on this one, and we'll take the tractor back to the farm. I could wait for Helper E, who is clearly not as cool as Helper Q. I need to see if I can get that little bit of mist before Helper E gets to it. That's better. That'll keep my OCD at bay. Oh, the glare on that window. So we'll just head back down to the farm in this tractor. Park it up for the night because it is 20 to 6 at night. Now, we don't want to be working too late. Although it is a very busy time of year for all farmers, of course, being in spring. But, well, we've just moved in. We've got some unpacking to do in the farmhouse to keep Mrs. Simulator happy. Not that there is a Mrs. Simulator in the game, but there could be. There may well be a Mrs. Simulator. But given that I'm going to be using this machine again tomorrow, I'm not going to attach it. I'm just going to park it up in the shed. If it'll fit. Don't know if it will even fit, to be honest. That's as far back as I can go with it. It just fits. Now, we will have to go back and get Helper E. So we'll jump into Virtual Farmer's branded Defender here. Tempted to steal his idea on this one and make my own mod. Throw my logo on it. I could even use my logo as a mod, to be honest. Make a steampunky type tractor with gears for wheels. But it's quite a good idea he's done there. Got to give him credit for that one. That was a very clever idea. Although I do think, I'm not sure if he made the mod himself, but if whoever made the mod, they need to turn the steering sensitivity down, because if I use the keyboard, it's just a bit, I mean, it turns on itself. I mean, that's ridiculous. And the sensitivity is way too high. I mean, look at that for a turn circle. That's just mental. Other than that, very nice mod. It definitely looks the part. You can see another one of his logos on the front fenders there. Oh, I've been watching way too many American programs. Front wings. They're not actually fenders. I don't know why Americans call them fenders, but they do. They're front wings. Otherwise, very nice mod. Apart from the steering, obviously. And so we need to get the New Holland back. We'll get the Defender to follow us while we drive the New Holland. Helper E has completed their task. Thank you very much, Helper E. You've been most useful, which is surprising for a hired worker in Farming Simulator. Most Farming Simulator workers are borderline psychotic with their driving. Well, not really borderline, they are just pure mental. They make no sense. It's like they see a tree and then they go, oh, an obstacle. Let's drive into that, wrap ourselves up in it, and then moan about it. This tractor in itself, this is quite a decent tractor. It's like a big utility tractor, really. I think it's a full-fledged tractor in its own right, to be honest, but we're going to use it as a utility tractor. We needed something with a bit of power, reasonable power, mainly for the speed, because we don't want to be driving 19 mile an hour everywhere with some daft little utility tractor. Although I will probably get a third, maybe even a fourth tractor at some point. So this tractor is again just going to be parked in a shed. Not that shed, in this shed. Try and do this in cab. It goes well for a little while, and then if it goes just that little bit off course, all sorts of bad things happen. I think that'll do there. There's Mrs. Simulator. See? Mrs. Simulator was driving the Defender. This is what I mean by the steering. It just gets a bit much sometimes. Most of the time, to be honest. So we'll call it a night here. Forgot to turn it off. But yeah, look at that for a sunset. Isn't that just something else? But it's nice to be in Scotland for a map. Thank you all for watching, and you know the script by now. If you liked this video, leave a like on it, and if you're new around here, hit that subscribe button. If you disliked the video, hit the dislike button. It's all entirely up to you. And like I mentioned before, if there's any mods you'd like to see on this series, or any of my series, then just leave a comment on the respective series, and let me know what it is you'd want to see. As a reminder, URLs won't show up, but I still get to see them. They show up in my sort of like a spam folder, because YouTube sees URLs as spam. So it'll show up in my spam folder, and I'll be able to have a look at the link that way. Alternatively, you can just give me the name of the link and what site it's on without giving me the full URL, and I can have a look for it there. Or if it's on the mod hub, then just the name of the mod. And I'd be quite happy to have a look at them. And I will choose the best ones and get them on the channel. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you again